You know, we want to give that a little bit. No. It ain't gonna give it. It's not gonna give it. It's not gonna give it to us. It's not gonna give it to us. No, it's not. No, it's not. Islam. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7. And love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Can we all stand as we recite our Moorish American prayer? We're going to turn to the east as going within. We put up 5 fingers on the left, 2 on the right, with our heels touching one another, standing on our square. Repeat after me. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Islam. I would like to first rise and give the highest praises to our Father, God Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Also giving the highest praises to Allah, the Mother of the virtues and the harmonies of life that breeds justice, mercy, love, and right. Islam. I rise and give high holy honors to our illustrious and divine prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who brought us this message of love. I also rise and give honors to all the illustrious prophets for all the wonderful works that they brought unto us. Islam. I trust all is having a great day today. All honors to each and every one of you that are here on TikTok, Instagram, StreamYard, YouTube, TikTok, all of the amazing platforms. Welcome. And now we're going to do some house cleaning before we get started, because it's important we clean house. Islam. And wait for our other sisters to come on also. Islam. So now for the recitation for our laws. Who been using this thing? This thing just been falling apart. It's all good though. It's all good. That just means it's used a lot. It's being put to use in the way it should be. So it does fall apart. Islam, my apologies. Islam. So now for the recitation for our laws. For the Moorish Science Temple of America. Salvation, Allah, unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Act 1, the Grand Sheikh and the chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheikh is to assist the Grand Sheikh in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest because on a Friday, the first man was formed in flesh. And on a Friday, the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God, Allah. Islam. Now for the additional laws for Moorish Americans by the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh is the governing head of our temple. All business of said temple must be approved by the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, before being acted upon by any member. Let it be finance, property, or any line of life that will cause the member to sacrifice finance, that will cause the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under a heavy restriction, etc., by the Prophet or the Grand Sheikh. Act 2. All members are to attend their adept meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around on their meeting period, shall be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second will be fined $1, which will go on your emergency fund. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid. And if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3. It is the lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able in finance, to aid me in saving the nation. And if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you. Let it be he or she according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while up making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire, and let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to do so, because out from your Sunday school comes the guiders of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and partial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and parcel of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Morris Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his father God, Allah, Islam. Islam family. I trust everyone is having a good day. Islam, Sister Shonda. Oh, Islam. Yes, I sent you a new link. Let me make sure you got it, though. Let me make sure you got the new link. Let me make sure you got it. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to send it to you in a text message. So if you're still there, I'm about to send that to you in a text message. StreamYard. 1 second, beautiful. 1 second. I trust you all are having an amazing holy day. Holy day honors to each and every one of you. Holy day honors. You're here. Where you at? I don't see you, friend. Hold on, let me get you. Let me do that. I think that's what I needed to do first. Islam. What is this? I don't know what that is. Let me see if you're coming in the back office. Are you in the back office? Where are you at? Is it saying you're in the back so I can find you? I'll just come in if you can. I'm going to send you the other one just in case you don't have it. And if anyone else may need it, just let me know. I'll text it to you through the phone because I know sometimes going on here is kind of crazy. I don't know what be going on, y'all. But we're going to just send it this way so it'll be easier, I guess, for people to come on. Are you back there? Are you back there, Islam? Okay, I'll see if you'll come up in just a minute. Islam, happy holy day to you all. I hope everyone's having an amazing holy day. It's been an amazing Friday, getting ready for tomorrow and Sunday's events. Okay, that's fine. Take your time. I'm gonna do a couple of announcements anyway. Getting ready for tomorrow and Sunday's events. Tomorrow we have the Feast and Flow at the farm, at Remedy Family Farm, where we're gonna be building on solutions. Like the main question is, what do you see that you could help add to the community at large, or maybe agriculture community, homeschool community? What do you think you can add to these systems that would help us make them better? That's what we're building on. Like, how can you help and be of service to those in your community? How can you be of service to them? And Islam. And where do you see your purpose? How do you fit into it? That's something like the question. That's not exactly the question, but it's something like the question at hand. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what can we do for our nation? More or less what we're saying. What can we do for our nation? I don't know why you can't post it. Okay, that's fine. Discard it. How you doing, Islam? How are you? You doing good?
I am wonderful. Yes. How are you?
Islam. I'm doing good. No complaints. A nice Friday. It's cold in Georgia, though. It is cold. It's like cold. My hands are cold. Everything cold. So yeah, it's a little cold down here right now.
Yeah, we just got a little snow yesterday. It wasn't even bad, but the temperature drop was, and people drive crazy in Cincinnati.
Yeah, you know, people drive crazy here, whether it's
Yes,
dry,
Turkey is
whether
great.
it's wet, whether it's snowing, girl. They can't drive out here for nothing, you know.
Look,
So
sis, I'm gonna have to get with you too because you're gonna have to educate me a little bit. I need my crown on.
I
Look,
got
I'm
you.
feeling naked sitting here. I love seeing you in your crown. I need to.
I got you. We can do
Yeah, I
one.
got to get
Definitely.
that
We can
together.
do a little FaceTime and I got you. You got some do you have any material? You have material at home?
I don't really know how big it needs to be. Now I have some older head wraps that I used to wear when I was doing my Hebrew thing. So I'm hoping they long enough because
They
the
should be.
ones I wear now they're thin and small. I kind of headband them, but I do have some old bigger ones that I think.
All right,
How
yes,
long
let's
does
get
it need to
together.
be to actually layer it?
At least 2 yards. To like pretty, a nice 2 yard length to where it can come because you got to make one. Well, when I show you, make one side a little longer so it can wrap and tuck, then the other side can tuck. For
Mm.
some reason I'm feeling like they might be some similar wrappings going on here, and I just don't know. I would love to see how you wrapped your hair when as a Hebrew Israelite. See
Mm-hmm.
what
That's what
the
I'm thinking.
connection could be. You know what I'm
But
saying?
heck, I'll stop and buy some tomorrow.
Happy holy day. Happy
Mm-hmm.
holy day. Sister Isha, do you want to come on Instagram? Is it easier for you to come on Instagram? Please excuse me. Let's see. We're gonna see if she can come on Instagram. That might make it balance out a little better. But I wanted to give some announcements about tomorrow and Sunday. So that's what I was kind of going over, just about the feast and flow tomorrow. It is a dinner. We will be eating. We have vegan food. It's vegan dressing, vegan mac and cheese, ooh, black eyed peas, some collard greens, and most everything came fresh out the garden.
Mm-hmm.
Everything except, we had to go get some cornmeal, and some noodles and some vegan cheese. But for the
Right.
most part, everything came out the garden that we will be feasting on tomorrow. And
Sounds
it's on
good.
a farm, 28 acres of land. It's good because the Asiatic sister is on this land with her husband and her child. So it's an Asiatic family that owns the land. And it's beautiful. It's just beautiful when you go out there. You can camp out, you can like she just offers a whole experience. Outdoor showers,
Oh,
water
wow.
wells, baby. Your own outdoor bathrooms, like everybody, you can do your own little
Wow.
thing. You don't have to, so it's really, really nice. So that's what we'll be having it. And just finding better ways to help build one another so that we know where our farmers are. It's important that everyone finds out where their local farmers are so that you know how to connect just in case. We ain't saying nothing might go down. Nothing may never go down. But just in case, you should be wanting to know where these farmers are so that you can eat healthier, you can eat better. You're not eating all that
Mm, yeah.
sprayed up food that they sell at the grocery store. So, it's a good thing. Islam. And then we
That's
have
good.
yes,
Islam.
yes. We have the Taste of Africa on Sunday. And the Taste of Africa, the mission, I wanted to talk about what the mission is, the Taste of Africa, because it's gonna switch, we're gonna switch that around a little bit. With Grand Governor Gates, he's the Grand Governor for the Moorish Science Temple of America in Georgia. And so this is something he's been wanting to do for years. And so now he's just bringing it to fruition. And I'm really excited about helping him put this together. The programs look amazing. And we want to see this thing grow to be able to take it to other places, other cities, and be able to bring our Moorish kin and keep them involved in what we're doing. So I wanted to give a little breakdown on what the Taste of Africa's mission is. The mission is to cause good, peace, and happiness for the prosperity and the uniting of Africa. We're using Africa because the prophet used Africa. He said, we are the descendants of Africa. So Africa is important. We know that might not have been the original name or whatever, but he used it. So we have to keep it in line so it keeps us connected to our Moorish kin, Islam. The aims and
Islam.
goals of Taste. Taste of Africa is to reestablish culture and blood relations and build a collective divine African worldwide unity. Teach our people that, like other groups, Africans have a homeland whose modern name is Africa. It is the home that God gave to first physical man, the Garden of Eden. Allah gave us a land undivided, no boundaries, and mankind was in harmony, was one undivided with Allah. Teach that this divine unity was not made by man here on earth. This divine unity was made by Allah in heaven, and Allah is the love that binds. We will teach that there is but one way for the nations of the earth to have peace, and that is by teaching and practice of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Also, we will encourage the effective use of good government, social duties, of reciprocal helps, and mutual obligations throughout the African diaspora. Excuse me. We will ask all in attendance to commit to the divine covenant of peace on earth and goodwill to men. May Allah bless us all. So on Sunday, this um, piece of paper will be going around. It's a peace day for Georgia. It's a contract for continuous peace. We need to have these everywhere, all over the world, because we need peace. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. That's what we are all searching for. Every nation is wanting peace. Can't you agree, Sister Shonda? Every nation searching for peace.
Yes, Islam. Every nation right now.
Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Islam, definitely.
It's time.
So,
It is
yes,
definitely
it is.
time.
It's so
And it got to
time.
start with us.
With us, with us, with us.
Mm-hmm.
In what way? How do you feel that needs to start with us? Can you give us a...
Goodness. The healing. Can you hear me? I think it's a little bit of a delay going on too.
I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think we negate in the self-healing, which I don't know. It's like for me, the thing that hit me the hardest about the Circle 7 and the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali says, and you know I keep saying this, is the research yourself. And I think we have to get above the reproach. We have to get above the instigation. And it doesn't mean take abuse, but we got to stop operating like the world and just involving ourselves in unnecessary quarrels, focus more on our own health, what we can do to benefit our people, things like that, instead of entangling ourselves in the tohu vabohu of the world, the chaos, the confusion. Like they're going to do that. So they need an example, not a opponent. So that's just my thoughts on what can help us usher in that peace.
Ooh, Islam, definitely. So, for you to say that and bring that in, that's why this is why this is titled Thanksgiving. But you see, I separated, I didn't put it together. Thanks and the giving.
Right.
Like to really find out what that really means to us. And as Moorish Americans, as indigenous people, as however you want to put it, tribes, whatever. What does this real Thanksgiving mean to us? And was it something that was celebrated before the settlers came over here, the colonizer came over here, the so-called pilgrim? Because we're going to talk about that pilgrim and what that means. Islam. So,
Islam.
I was wanting to...
I like how you just...
Yes, go ahead.
No, sis, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Because you was about to start something and it was going to go. I was ready.
No, I was just going to say, I like how you said it, that we were already doing this. And I think as we go through the motions of this holiday coming around every year, and especially with the false truths taught about it, plus the stigma with our new awareness. It's not really new to everybody, but the trending matter of it being new, of that this was a massacre that we're celebrating, but it's not. It's not. It's not, because we were already having this celebration before they came. I think in school they kind of painted a story like they came and said, "Hey y'all, let's do this," and we all just gathered and done this. No, we always had harvest celebrations. We
That's
always
right.
kept the solstice celebrations and so forth. So we got to get back to what were we really doing for Thanksgiving, like you said, the separation, before the colonizers claimed it.
Islam.
So
Islam.
that's all I was gonna.
Islam. And I do want to talk about that, because there's certain things that I've heard, myths, but then even through these myths, I've found them in the Bible. Crazy stuff, right? But I wanted to talk about, because we always get this story of Pocahontas as Moors, like they talk about the Pocahontas story, right? And with Pocahontas, she was already she was dead she had already transitioned 4 years before Thanksgiving was even a thing with the so-called colonizer or settlers. Wow. She was already gone. Period. So when I started looking up Pilgrim, what were you gonna say? My apologies.
No, I just said debunk that.
Islam. Hold on. We got a dear brother on here. Roy Bay says the term Thanksgiving is also an Islamic term in the Quran. It is an expression to give thanks to the Creator. However, the founding fathers who knew and taught the Quran in secret used the term to celebrate their wicked victories by giving thanksgiving. Really means giving thanks to Allah. Islam. Were you going to say something else, Sister Shonda, before I talked about that? Did you want to say something?
No, I just said Islam.
All right. So when I was growing up as a child, I grew up in Colorado. And when I was little, this story just never sat with me right. Because number one, my mom is, if we want to say, indigenous original. They try to say they took out all of the Native Americans. They couldn't have, because my mom is one. She's a true one too. And so when I would go to school and hear this story about these pilgrims, it just bothered me, because I'm like, at home, I'm like, I know I hear of our tribes, the Choctaw, the Cherokee at home, right? I'm hearing this from my mom, so can't take away what I'm hearing from my culture at home, because that's what my mom is.
Wow.
So I would go, it just always be like, I'm like, the pilgrims took that from us. Like, how were we talk about my mom, I can hear about warriorness and all of this. And I'm like, and they just came and gave us something. How did they just take that and throw them blankets on us? And, the different things that they would talk about in school.
Yeah, we had small clocks. What's going on here?
What is really going on? I'm like, this just does not sound right. So today I said, I never looked up the word pilgrim. Now I knew grim meant something, but I was like, pilgrim, like break the word down. I want to know what these two words actually mean, or abbreviation of a word, whatever. So when I looked up PIL, it gave me an abbreviation, of course, and it was a public interest law, right? Then grim is forbidding or uninviting. Right. So when I was thinking about the pilgrims, I was like, wow, there was a tribe that they did a treaty with them, where they the Wampanoag or something like that. They did a treaty with the pilgrims, and they decided to give thanks for these 3 days for this celebration. And with this, they told them, they thought that maybe they were hearing gunshots and screams. So they ran to their aid thinking something was wrong. But it was a setup. It was pretty much more like a setup. No different than the Canaanite trick on Joshua when they ran over there and told them that, hey, we came from a far, long way, but we really your next door neighbors. We really didn't come from that far away, but we're going to look like we came from thousands of miles away, tired and everything, and pull a trick on you. No different than they did. They're thinking it's a celebration. Really, they're trying to get them to react so they can take them out. That's what the story sounds like to me. Islam.
Right. See.
So,
Islam.
I can always go back and thinking of like Plymouth Rock and how Malcolm X in the movie, he would say, "We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us." And I was always like, what does he mean? You know, I was younger watching the movie. What does he mean by that? Nobody ever explained that to me till I really start looking, like you said, when you come into this more science and that work on yourself and that research on yourself, you really start researching yourself in many different ways, even based off your culture and customs. Islam. So I always remember when he would say that, and I'm like, wow. Then when I started reading and learning more about the Mayflower and all of that, it's like, oh, it did land on us. We didn't land on that. You know, I never could put it together because I was thinking of a rock, literally. I always thought of a rock.
Ooh, you know what? This. Whoa, hold on. You just taught me something today. See, I was looking at that in another type of symbolism. No, wow. Okay. I just heard you different now when you said that. Like, yeah, Plymouth Rock landed on us. Like, as in we were already here. They came over here. Like, we didn't land. Like, they, oh, no, go ahead. My brain be going some space. It's like,
It's okay. Because look, William Bradford, the first
because I'm just hearing that in so many different ways. But go ahead, teach. I'm learning.
All right. William Bradford, the first governor of Plymouth, Massachusetts, an English Puritan separatist, Protestant who separated from the Church of England, 17th and 18th centuries, tend to see that the established church as too Catholic. He felt it was too Catholic, right? He notes in 1620 the Mayflower brought the Pilgrims to Plymouth Rock, where they established a colony and began farming.
Okay.
So that's where I got, Malcolm X, when he quoted that, that's really what he meant. They kind of start farming, had they established a colony, and they landed straight on us. How did we get so far away from us? Like, wow. I keep going, Thanksgiving. That sucks. But as he says, it's an Islamic term in the Quran. And I get it to give thanks to our Creator, but how they took it and demonized it, and how did we fall so deep in celebrating this thing? In their way, not in the way that, because if I'm not mistaken, this Islamic term had to be forever ago. Am I not right? Right or wrong? Is it still lagging? It must still be like delayed in the video.
No, since I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy.
So I wanted to read. So before we go into the Holy Quran, the Circle 7, I wanted to kind of go over this because I wanted to go in there and talk about certain chapters of us teaching us how to give thanks, from gratitude to different chapters that we could learn about what really giving thanks is all about and having gratitude is all about, opposed to celebrating it in just these couple of days or this month. But that's something we should celebrate every day, all the time. Islam. So there was now this was something that was told to me sometimes about a certain portion of Thanksgiving that they would give thanks to when they would take our sisters and hang them up from a tree and gut the baby out of them and say, Happy Thanksgiving. Well, I decided I wanted to kind of dig a little bit deeper into that to see where that could have come from. And I came up on Hosea chapter 13. I'm going to read chapter 13 all the way through because it's really verse 16 where it breaks that down, where it says it gives a reference to that. Whew. All right. And you might have to help me with some of these words, Sister Shonda, because some of these words I'll be messed up in the Bible. So, Islam, Hosea
Hey, me too.
13,
But I help.
starting at 1. When Ephraim spake, trembling, he exalted himself in Israel. But when he offended in Baal, he died. And now they sin more and more, and have made them molten images of their silver and idols according to their own understanding. All of it the work of the craftsmen. They say of them, let the men that sacrifice kiss the calves. Therefore they shall be as the morning cloud, and as the early dew that passes away, as the chaff that is driven with the whirlwind out of the floor, and as the smoke out of the chimney. Yet I am the Lord thy God from the land of Egypt, and thou shalt know no God but me, for there is no Savior beside me. I did know thee in the wilderness, in the land of great drought. According to their pasture, so were they filled. They were filled, and their heart was exalted. Therefore, have they forgotten me? Therefore, I will be unto them as a lion, as a leopard, by the way will I observe them. I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps, and will rend the call of their heart. And there will I devour them like a lion. The wild beast shall tear them. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thy help. I will be thy king. Where is any other that may save thee in all thy cities? Excuse me. I will be thy king. Where is any other that may save thee in all thy cities? And thy judges of whom thou saidest, give me a king and prince. I gave thee a king in my anger, and took him away in my wrath. The iniquity of Ephraim is bound up, his sin is hid. The sorrows of a travailing woman shall come upon him. He is an unwise son, for he should not stay long in the place of the breaking forth of children. I will ransom them from the power of the grave. I will redeem them from death. O death, I will be thy plagues. O grave, I will be thy destruction. Repentance shall be hid from my eyes. Though he will be fruitful among his brethren, an east wind shall come. The wind of the Lord shall come up from the wilderness, and his spring shall become dry, and his fountain shall be dried up. He shall spoil the treasure of all pleasant vessels. 16. Samaria shall become desolate, for she hath rebelled against her God. They shall fall by the sword. Their infants shall be dashed in pieces, and their women with child shall be ripped up.
Whoa. Mm-mm-mm. That's heavy.
That's
Heavy.
heavy.
I haven't been in the book of Hosea in a while, but that was one of the the major prophets. Well, minor prophets. But goodness, so what did you gather from that, sis? Definitely
Well,
that last.
that last part right there gave me some indication of how that could have happened to us as we were carrying these children. We were always left alone. You know what I'm saying? We was left alone. A lot of times we wasn't being covered by our men. We wasn't being covered up. I could see a lot of the Holy Quran in this situation. The dried up spring, which I'm gonna get to that in a minute. The dried up fountain. Us constantly sinning or going against the laws that were laid down to us. What he's saying now, they sin more and more and have made them multiple
you is
images.
teaching. That's exactly where I was about to go with it.
Come on with it, sis. I'm waiting. Measure.
Mm-mm-mm. Right. I'm just totally because now I done went back and I'm browsing through 12 because I'll be having to know the backstory here, which we know ultimately the backstory is exactly what you said. And it's like, and you have to point out the obvious. She's getting gutted open like that. So why was she left so vulnerable like that? And it's definitely what were our men into, and why were we so disobedient as a people? We get so angry at the ones that are doing this to us, but when we were in obedience, we were protected.
Islam.
That's a painful thing to read, like just because it makes you visualize our matriarchs hanging from a tree, tied up and getting a baby gutted out her stomach, like geez, oh geez. And then you got a bunch of wicked people standing there celebrating.
Celebrating. Right.
That's crazy.
It said, what does it say? Therefore, I will be unto them as a lion, as a leopard by the way will I observe them. I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps, and will rend the call of their heart. And there will I devour them like a lion. The wild beast shall tear them. So we, even right
what
now,
verse was that?
That is
Okay.
7, verse 7.
Yes, I see. Ooh, when I fed them, they were satisfied. And when they were satisfied, they became proud. That's the verse above.
That's the verse. Wait. A verse above
And
7.
then, so I will be.
Ooh, they have forgotten me. Your belly so
Well,
full.
I'm in a different translation than you.
Oh.
I just looked it up on Bible Gateway. So
okay.
Yeah, what's your version say? Say that
Mine
one. I like that.
20.
You seem like you might be in the KJV. I'm in this new. Just Google.
It's all right. I think we still saying the same though. According to their pasture, so were they filled. They were filled, and their heart was exalted. Therefore, have they forgotten me?
So, what are we really giving thanksgiving for? Because we're not giving it to Allah, because He just said that's the word. It's scripture out the Bible, but it's still the word, a prophecy. We forgot about it. So what were we thankful for? The ways that the colonizers taught us, the ways they helped learn us to follow after them and forget about the very one they gave us the pastures, the green pastures, the comfort, the easy work. And then there was order. The women weren't alone. We had unity. Then our men were at their posts, and we had Allah first.
Islam. We had Allah first. So as I was reading that, it's so wow. Like I didn't even read the whole chapter, right? But as I was just reading that, and from the chapters I chose from us to demonstrate from today, whoo, wow. Man, this got me right here. All right, so I'm gonna see if you notice as I go through some of the things that were mentioned in Hosea 13 that I'm gonna be kind of pulling out of our Holy Quran Circle 7. So the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet, chapter 39. Chapter 39 is the holy instructions from the prophet, pinnacle of wisdom. So we reach this pinnacle of wisdom. I call it the successful point, the culmination. Is the pinnacle of wisdom. That's what it is to me in my administration. I'm gonna start at 1, and then I'm gonna go 22 to 34. So in instruction 1, as the eye of the morning to the lark, as the shade of the evening to the owl, as honey to the bee, or as the carcass to the vulture, even such is life unto the heart of man. That first one always gets me anyway. This first one, As the eye of the morning to the lark, as the
Mm-hmm.
shade of the evening to the owl, as the honey to the bee. How important all that is to each one of them. Or as the carcass to the vulture. The vulture loves the carcass, be flying all over the place waiting for that, right? Even such is life unto the heart of man.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you should be drawn to
Yes.
your
Yes.
heart of
Yes.
your being. You should be drawn to the heart of your being because they're each drawn to what gives them life or
Yes.
what elevates them, what
Morning to
causes
the
them
Lord.
to
Yes.
ascend. Um,
Yes.
this
Yes.
pinnacle of
Yes. Yes.
wisdom.
Yes.
Would you like to say something on that one?
Go ahead, sis.
All right, Islam. So now I'm gonna go over to 22 through 34. If you want to stop me at any time, you can. All right, this pinnacle of wisdom. 22. Knowest thou to employ life better than these? Then less of it may suffice thee. Man who dares enslaves the world when he knows he can enjoy his tyranny but for a moment. What would he not aim at if he were immortal? I'm gonna say this on that 23. Oppression will not stop
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
until we stop it. We have to end it in order for them to end it. It won't stop. So the oppression through you celebrating the things you can't
Islam,
do.
sis.
Islam, come through. I'm ready. Islam.
No, I'm sis, you teaching. We
Oh,
have to
Islam.
stop it in order for them to stop. We keep waiting for it to happen the other way around. No, we got to stop. We got to stop
We
their
have to.
celebrations, stop their ways, stop their habits, stop their way of living.
Islam.
Mm-mm.
Because we're constantly following behind them. We're constantly following them and their things and what they're doing. And as much as we say we're not doing it, as much as we involve ourselves, even more. As much as we say we don't do that, we're not doing that, but we still find ourselves in those same situations every year doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Islam, enough have thou
Islam.
of life. Enough have you of life, but you regardest it not. You are not in one of it. Oh man, but you are prodigal.
Mm.
You throwest it lightly away, as if you had more than enough, and yet you repinest that it is not gathered again unto thee. Know that it is not abundance which maketh rich, but economy. It's not abundance that makes you
Ooh,
rich, but economy,
come on now.
right? So now I want to go to where
That's yes.
I want to like give a lot of energy to this right here. Um, know that it is not abundance which maketh rich, but economy. We're gonna go to chapter 20. I want to go to chapter 20, and I'm gonna read
Chapter
verse 4
20.
and 5. And in chapter 20, this is the holy instructions for our young men.
Mm-mm.
Because there's
Come
times I
on.
don't think we really understand where this is coming from. Because if you're the leaders and we're to follow as our husbands or as our mates, I mean, what
Come
is
on
we
now.
really going on here? Because right there, our brothers think that abundance comes from being rich with money, but it's the economy that does this. So, chapter 20, Islam, the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet, chapter 20, holy instructions and warnings for all young men. And I'm going to go to 4. The fountain of health, which must supply the stream of pleasure, shall quickly be dried up, and every spring of joy shall be exhausted. In the prime of thy life, old age shall overtake thee. The sun shall decline in the morning of thy days. You can't waste your stuff, brothers. You think your richness comes from there, but it don't. I have to say this because that's still a part of
Mm-hmm.
giving thanks to Allah. That's a part of Thanksgiving. You need to be thankful for the stream that
Yes.
you can supply to this world. Your stream supplies us with what we
Yes.
need to replenish this earth.
Yes.
But if you misuse it,
And it's
because
supposed
you
to be
think
treated.
with gratitude, you're supposed to treat that thing with gratitude. Because if not, it's going to be gone. It's going to dry up. And we see that happening to our brothers in their 30s and 40s right now. My grandfather was still having children in his 60s.
Yes.
I'm saying this.
Yeah, they was that. Our grandparents were doing it like that.
And when I'm saying Thanksgiving, I'm talking about this Thanksgiving. The thanks for giving. You're able to help us give life. And we take advantage of it. We take big advantage of this thing. As it says in Hosea 13:2. And now they send more and more.
Huge advantage.
And have made molten images out of their silver. Do you not tell me it says economy? It's not abundance which makes you rich, but economy. What's the economy? Do we need to look that word up? Economy? Could you look that up for me, Sister Shonda? So we can get a definite of what economy is.
Yeah. I'm pulling it up now because I do think we need some clarification there because I want to say it exactly for what it is. 1 second. Economy. Okay, well, no, I don't like that. Simple definition of economy. That one too. An economy is the system by which a region or country produces, sells, and buys goods and services. It can also be defined as the way people make and spend money. Yeah, pretty much. The quality of the goods and services produced, as well as how well they are produced and consumed, are all part of the economy. Availability of resources, events, the amount of money available. I mean, the word economy comes from the Greek word oikonomos, which means household manager. I think that said enough right there. I like that one. I like the Greek
manager. Household manager, huh? Interesting. And we house your houses. We house your I cannot say it. We house your economy, peoples. We house the economy. But this is why we have to be more grateful for one another.
Yeah.
And because even through that economy, we are their economy. As their women, as their wives. Are we not the economy? Are we? We're the precious metal, the precious jewel?
Oh, yes. We are the system. Yes.
We are. 1 second. Islam. So I wanted to come from that because I know we got to understand that we got to stop being wasteful in our relationships, in one another. Like when we're coming together, it should be intentional. It should be for a reason. We should really be working on what are we manifesting? How are we bringing things to the surface to make things better we can make better economy for ourselves and our nation. Not just using it because we want to do all this that we want to do. Women and men, brothers and sisters, we all need to respect our temples. Because women, we can be dried up just as much. You know what I'm saying? We get to a certain age and we don't even want you to touch us. Don't breathe on us. None of that. So it can become the same way. So we be thankful for what we've been given from Allah. I love you too, son. I love you too. We have to be thankful for what we've been given from Allah. So let's not let our streams dry up, brothers and sisters. Because if you are in a state of ignorance, you're still a slave. If you're in a state of ignorance at all, you're still a slave. Period. Doesn't matter. Islam. All right. So now to 25.
Yeah, and that state of ignorance. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
No, you go ahead. I want to keep getting back in this word. I'm following you.
25. The wise continueth to live from his first period. The fool is always beginning. Labor not after riches first, and think you will afterwards enjoy them. He who neglected the present moment throws away all that he has. As the arrow passes through the heart, while the warrior knew not that it was coming, so shall his life be taken away before he knoweth that he has it. What then is life that man should desire? What breathing that he should covet it? Let's stop right there, because this right here, that right there is going to call you before I leave the movies or after your live. I love you, son. Okay, excuse me. My son is trying to talk to me on Instagram. My apologies. All right, so.
Right. Oh, it's okay. I can communicate.
What then is life that man should desire it? That's a deep question.
What is life? That is what but after saying that life is to man, that making that analogy, so that you've already established the importance of it. But what then is life? Well, it's health, it's the economy, which is abundance, it's order, it's peace, it's the five: love, peace, justice. I'm still trying to learn how to say them in order, but that's the life and the health in the body.
And what breathing that he should covet it. Because the covet means you want something that don't belong to you, right? Wrong? Covet, don't covet. Covet.
Yeah, covet. Yes. You want something that's not even intended for you. That's so human kind of us. Like to want stuff that don't belong to us. And it's like we think, like even when I look at the scriptures, the Bible, I look at the laws that are put forth in there, and it's a lot of restrictive laws in there, and and it's so funny because I see the lineage in these dispensations of truth, because you have this pure truth here with Noble Drew Ali pulling this from the past to his future so we can get it. But by the time you get the Bible read, people had got so disobedient that these instructions wasn't even good enough no more. Now we have to give you these micromanaging laws so you can learn how to be healthy again. But we looked at those laws like almost like a little kid does, like we're being told no because we're missing out on something. So we start to indulge in ways that were never intended for us, like the lustful behavior, chasing gluttonous habits. All those things breed unhealthy environments inside the body. Now your system's thrown off. Now you're really dead already. In Genesis, it says to, and this is a metaphor, but it still says that, did God really say that you shall surely die if you eat of this tree? Now, the reason he was able to implore her curiosity like that is because he said, did he really say you were going to die? And then she ate the fruit and she didn't die. So it seems like she got away with something. It seems like Adam got away with something, because where was he then too? That's another example of a man leaving his post, because how was your woman talking to a snake? And the laws of Allah were given to you technically. If you go by the way that story was told, the law was given to you. So now I'm off in a garden talking to a snake and you somewhere else doing whatever you doing. You ain't on your post, because you were the guardian of everything in the garden. So you're not guarding. So nevertheless, she eats the apple and it appears she doesn't die. But it's not an instant death. She did die. She lost the connection to Allah. Now Allah is no longer communicating with you. Now you have to go through all this extra stuff. And that's where the stupid customs come in from these other folks, because I've lost my connection to Allah. I'm begging for it. I'm setting up temples. I'm doing all this external stuff. I'm doing everything but changing my internal self. So now when the others come here and it looked like they connected to a God, because they're surely having a good time, sacrificing to these idols and their blood rituals and all this crazy stuff that we were not doing before these customs got introduced to us. Now we're drinking their alcohol, smoking their cigarettes, totally off. They sitting plotting. Allah just said that he set them up to prowl like a lion. to get us. I mean, because Allah operates through man. Now, Allah said, I'm going to be like a lion unto you. But that means he set up an opposition against us because we got proud. And I think that's so, we're so operating still there today.
Islam. Because even what you were just saying, because it says in 9 in Hosea, "O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thy help." Your help is in Allah. He already telling your help in me, but you destroying yourself. Yeah. We continue to destroy ourselves through taking on customs and cultures that are not us at all. We are the children of Israel, no matter what. Wherever you look in, whatever context of word or whatever, you're going to find us regardless of what name they put on us. It's us. You're going to find us. We're there.
It's us.
Islam. So what breathe, when he said what breathing that he should covet it, like what breathing that he should covet it, like you even want somebody else's breathing. You even want your own breathing.
Right.
I want to breathe like them. Their air looks cleaner over there. I want to breathe like they're breathing.
But then look at us now. It's something so scientific about what you said. Because here's why. We want to breathe like them. And our Prophet Drew Ali gave us that message. Because the truth is, when we were uncolonized, we breathed with whole breaths. Now we got their habits, their ways, and now we slump and we're taking the chest breaths. Yeah. Manly P. Hall said that in a lecture I was listening to, and he's the what did he call it? He said what the European called the it wasn't savage. He used another word, but he basically used the undomesticated man. What he called the undomesticated man was closer to God because they were closer to nature and they did things a certain way with the rhythm of nature. Now that we have colonized the world, everybody is living in a certain way that makes you breathe wrong. It makes you breathe wrong. So these rules are simply the connection to Allah. It's simple. That's life, and not being connected is death.
Oh, girl. We got to start breathing correctly because we need to be connected back to the source because we're not breathing correctly. We shorten our own life because we shorten our own breath by not breathing correctly because we have taken on their breathing techniques. We've taken on everything that they do. Talk about you ain't amalgamate. Yes, you have in every way you've amalgamated with these folks. Islam, period.
Islam.
28. Is it not a scene of delusion, a series of misadventures, a pursuit of evils linked on all sides together? In the beginning, it is ignorance. Pain is in its middle, and its end is sorrow. As one wave pushes on another, till both are involved in that behind them, even so succeedeth evil to evil. In the life of man, the greater and the present swallow up the lesser in the past. Our terrors are real evils. Our expectations look forward into impossibilities.
Goodness. We chasing fairy tales, trying to get the life in this world that's leading us to death.
Islam. And what TLC say?
This is something. An illusion.
Chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I know that you're
our people can't help but get that message out.
Yes, because I think you're moving to
nothing. Yes.
So we're looking forward into impossibilities. And if you notice, most people are always talking about the impossible thing. It's impossible. But Prophet Noble Drew Ali and other prophets said, I came to show you the possibilities of man, not impossibilities. So where did you get that impossibility from? Where did you get that impossibility from? It says you succeeded evil to evil. In the life of man, the greater and the present swallow up. They do swallow up the lesser and the past. We just talked about you remembering, as our brother said, this is an old Islamic term. We done swallowed up the past too. So we don't even remember that that's a part of who we are to give thanks to who we really are.
Mm-hmm.
Fools to dread as
Yes, we're just
mortals.
so disenfranchised.
Yes, we are. We are very disenfranchised. Um, fools to dread as fools to dread as mortals, and to desire as if immortal. I would love to hear your demonstration on that one, or we could come back.
So say that again. Where we at? I want to hear you say that again.
Oh, we're on 30 in chapter 39 on instruction 30. Fools to dread as mortals,
Okay, hold on.
and to desire as if immortal.
Ooh, yes. I still want to get to it real quick because for some reason I scroll up. Okay,
No, that's
39.
fine.
And that's what? Which one is it again?
30. Instruction 30.
Okay, fools to dread as mortals and to desire as immortals. Woo. Oh, goodness. That is heavy right there. I'm going to sit on that one tonight.
You're going to sit on that one?
Because
All right.
that is like we want to indulge like the world. We want to indulge like the world and reap the blessings of Allah. Like, how desecrating is that? Do we really think He's shown us? I don't care what ancient text you go to, whether it's the Bible, the Holy Quran, the Holy Circle 7 Quran. It's the same message over and over again. We get disobedient, and then Allah increasingly taps our butt harshly over and over again. And we so-called in the scriptures, we repent, and then for about a season or two, we get it right. Then we're doing the things that we're not supposed to do again. Like, I think the decree, because it's not a question, like when we tell our children to do something, we're not requesting it. When we give our children rules and standards to live by, it's not really because it is because I told you so, but it's also because I know there are protections in these things. I am helping you sustain your life. This is why I give you a curfew, because things happen after 9 p.m. or whatever my curfew is, and you might be underage to go out there. This is why I established dietary rules in my house, and this was a real situation for me where my other family members didn't go by this. Well, I don't care, because guess what? My children grew up with no health problems. So while my family's around me with health problems, my children didn't have them. I've always treated my children holistically. I think I literally realized my children might have went to the doctor for an illness one time a piece. Other stuff was just kid stuff, stitches, stuff like that, but no illnesses, because when you follow the rules, which is a blueprint, but they are rules. When we think it's a voluntary blueprint, and it is. Another scripture I love is it's in Corinthians. I think it's 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 10 to 12. Nevertheless, it says, everything is permissible. Everything is permissible, but I will not be mastered by anything. So you can do what you want. But the prophet just told us right there that we are doing like a fool, and we are chasing after the ways of mortals and desiring as immortals. And that's why when I take that to the scriptures, everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. So you can do what you want, but it's not going to benefit you, because Allah is not going to fill a dirty temple. And that's why we fake it, because we're fake. Nobody wants to admit. Let me take the word faking it out of it. That's why we can't actualize the peace, the love, peace, justice, truth, freedom. We don't even know what justice is. We don't know what justice is. We don't know what freedom is. We really don't know what truth is. And so the peace and the love is just so far from us, because the first word is love. And that love is connected to loving the Allah, and then the Allah that's in you. When you love Allah, you're going to love Allah that's in you, and then you're going to live for what's pleasing to Allah. That's a heavy one to me. I can just keep talking. Just go ahead, sis, because I would just
No,
keep on
you're
rambling.
good.
That is heavy.
You are good, but I love the way you brought that in because, right, we're fools. To dread as mortals, we dread, and to dread as mortals, and to desire as if immortal. We can even go back to that thing that happened in 2020. You say God is your doctor. You say God is your savior. But you're walking around and dreading as mortals, but desiring to be an immortal. Period. Islam 31. What part of life is it that we should wish to remain with us?
We don't really believe the immortal part.
We don't believe the immortal part. No, that's you right about that. We do not believe the immortal part. We don't believe that part. We mortals. We don't believe immortal because I don't feel we trust Allah like that. That's where I say I don't really feel people really, quote unquote, believe that Allah is Allah. Because if you only feel that you can see, taste, smell, touch, or hear him, and you feel that's the only way to him, then no. Or him, her, mother, father, I like to keep it as that one. But when we are thinking that, then we don't even realize the soul is attached to us. We don't believe in spirit. We don't believe in any of that. So it to me, it's like, what is the point of sitting up here demonstrating anything from this if all you believe is everything that you can see, touch, smell, taste, or hear? Right.
But this is the weird, the quagmire here.
Okay, come on.
This is the weird thing is that if we would follow the blueprint, we would be able to actually see. And this is a physical thing. We would be able to interface and see that life is bigger than what we see with these senses. Your third eye or your first eye would activate. Your brain would open up to the frequencies that's all around this planet to help us tap into those extra sensory abilities that we have to actually know that Allah is, like, not to say that Allah is real, but to know because we're experiencing it. But you gotta follow the blueprint. So we can't believe in the immortality of Allah when we can't see it for ourselves. We just believe in what we read, and
like you said, that's not with. I always say, just because they're the physical eye attached here and the physical ear, don't mean you're using them properly.
Nope.
That don't mean they're used
at all.
Because it's really seeing him with the eyes, that the true eyes to see and the true ears to hear. When we talking physicality, that's what I be talking about. They be like, I can't see him like this. I want to see him like this bottle. He's blue with white and green on him. That's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like these carnal eyes that we're not really seeing. We want to see with those. So we want to make Allah who we want Allah to be with our carnal eyes, our carnal thoughts, our carnal ears, our carnal touch. So maybe I should say that more from the carnal way of being. That's what we're looking for.
Yes, definitely.
So when it asks what part of life that we should wish to remain with us, is it youth? Is it the youth that we wish to remain with us at times? Because sometimes I say to myself, dang, I ain't 21 no more. But it's not like I want to be 21 again either.
Right. So, especially if I could take these life lessons with me.
Right. If I could take them back, maybe I can go back and be 21 if I know what I know now. No, I don't want to be 21 again. I'm good. I think I'm cool on the 21 thing.
Exactly.
Can we be in love with outrage, licentiousness, and temerity? Licentiousness means promiscuous or unprincipled. Temerity means excessive confidence.
I said, you cool. You don't have to.
So can we be in love with outrage, licentiousness, and temerity?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Seems so.
Is it age? Huh? Is it
Go ahead,
age?
sis. I'm disagreeing.
Okay. Then we are fond of infirmities. It is said, gray hairs are revered, and length of days in honor. Virtue can add reverence to the bloom of youth, and without it, age plants more wrinkles in the soul than on the forehead. Is age respected because it hateth riot? What justice is in this when it is not age that despises pleasure, but pleasure that despises age? Be virtuous while thou art young, so shall thy age be honored.
Whoa. He just came for us, didn't he? She like
You want to demonstrate on that? Because that is
ooh.
like, yeah.
Because that's what we do. You know, we out here being a fool while we young, and then we get old, and now we want to try to live right and tell everybody else how to live right after we done spent our youth all indulging in every sinful pleasure we could find, every backwards pleasure we can find. And now I'm gonna be the teacher now.
Yeah. After I done been ratchet.
Mhm.
Well, I guess you know,
Yeah, good old righteous teacher.
right. The rose that grew from the concrete. What can you say? You know what I'm saying? The phoenix has to do. It has to, come from
And
something.
it happens. And it happens, but I think what Allah is calling us to do is live holy while we still have our youth. So that as we age, number one, you age in a healthy way. You
Mm-hmm.
not I be looking at some of our elders and I be like, wow, let me fix myself now because I don't want to still be that upset at life when I get older. I want to age with peace in my mind, in my heart, in my spirit. Mm-mm-mm. And
I
he
love
said,
that.
it
Thank
ain't
you for
you
that.
that start despising pleasure. I say the
Mm.
pleasure that despises your age. Like you can't hang no more.
Can't hang because
Be
I'm quick to be
virtuous
like,
while thou
I'm
art
gonna go home and
young.
go to bed. But you're right. I should have been doing
Mm-hmm.
that when I was
Me
younger.
too.
Let me go
Me
sit
too.
down. But you're right though, because that is the time. You just like I done got all my
Mm-hmm.
partying out. Yeah, now I want to go be holier than thou. I'm gonna go join the church and I'm gonna get on the usher board and I'm gonna be, yeah. Cause I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
honest. The reason why this shifted my life, because I was like, first of all, as a mother, I'm tired. I don't even want to go out there and party like I used to. What else can I be doing? Because if I don't find something that's gonna keep my
Mm-hmm.
mind, seasoned and well manicured, ain't no telling what I might go out in these streets and do. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I need
Hey,
it.
that's what it's for, though. Goodness,
Yeah, be
we
virtuous, like you
finding,
said. Be virtuous
but
while we're
that's
still young.
also too like, mm-hmm. But that's why the economy is important because see, one of the reasons like we chase after the ways of the world is because we don't really have a righteous economy in front of us to a large
Ooh.
degree. Some of us had good household managers, but as a collective, where is the collective organized body of us that are actually having a protective economy around
Mm.
our people and our youth?
And our youth.
Mm-hmm.
That's something. Mm.
Yeah, I had to read that.
See, I always say every
Okay,
time we get
sis.
to studying this Holy Quran, this Circle 7, it's time for me to check myself again. And here we go. It's time for a check-in after this is over because Sister Shonda done brought some stuff up where I'm like,
Look,
oh, I need to go back and in the wilderness a little bit and get myself together and
look, every,
go back and
I
forgive myself for some things.
keep finding something to cut me up.
So we came out of that chapter, which was chapter 39, 22 through 34. And
Yes.
what you were talking about, we need to appreciate our youth more. I mean, I can say that now, but I'm not gonna say I'm mad at my youth because I'm not. I
All
did
right.
things and had
A
fun.
time was had.
The times I had, yes. I mean, I had children. I was able to experience a lot in my career. Now that I'm older, I want to relax. I want to enjoy. I want to be at peace, like
Mhm.
you were saying. Um, yeah, because I lived a very
Yes.
exciting life. I guess you could say I lived an exciting life
Yeah.
to a certain point. But yeah, coming to a point in your life where you just want to be settled and at peace and all that extra stuff you don't have time for, the drama, the chaos. You just like, I just want to be the little old lady on the porch with my house coat on the rocking chair doing this, watching the grandbabies play in the
Mhm.
yard. Y'all come on now, get on from over there, come over here.
Yes,
That's what I
gardening,
want.
farming.
I want to be
Mhm.
like my grandmother was,
But I think that's the beautiful thing about experiencing life when you're younger and then you get to our age and you've matured enough and have this type of grounding where you ready to just be fruitful. You're not, we had experiences, fun experiences, but it's time
Yes.
to be fruitful. Peace. Yeah.
Time to have
Mm-mm.
gratitude because that's
Good.
what this is about. Giving thanks is gratitude. That's what give thanks is all about. It's about gratitude. And the prophet gave us a chapter on gratitude. The prophet gave us a chapter for everything. Every part of your life,
Everything.
no
I'm
matter
just
what you're going through, it's a chapter on it. I promise you. No matter what you're going through, it's a chapter on it. I promise. I promise. So I wanted to come
right to the
with the
point.
divine instructions from the Holy Prophet, chapter 33. Holy instructions from the prophet, gratitude. I call it great attitude, the gratitude. So 33,
What
33,
chapter?
this is chapter 33.
Listen to that number. 33.
33, that's the upper Venus. You got 33 vertebrae.
Mm-hmm.
33 represents the phoenix also.
Yes.
So,
And
you
look at the as the branches of a tree. Just even I like the
know,
start of that.
come on, sis. What you say? What you say? Islam, would you like to read?
No, you just when you got to talking about the science of it and the 33 vertebrae, and then I look in the beginning of it, at just the branches of a tree, and they're just using that system to me matches up to yeah, come on, this numerology. Go ahead,
Islam.
sis, read it.
Islam. All right. Holy
It's
instructions from the prophet, gratitude. I'm going to go from 1 to 6. 1. As the branches of a tree return their sap to the root, from whence it arose, as a river pours its streams to the sea, whence the spring was supplies. So the heart of a grateful man delighteth in returning a benefit received. Islam, I want to. So we were just
it's
right there, right? But when we go to the pinnacle,
mm,
when we look at that pinnacle of wisdom, right? And
mm-hmm.
when you look at the one on that one and the one in the pinnacle of wisdom, do you see any relation to those two? Like how they kind of are like almost on the same? The gratitude and the pinnacle of wisdom, the first verse.
Yes. I'm still
Mm.
here. I'm just making coffee, grabbing my coffee. But yes, definitely. Okay, I'm back. And you said 20. Oh, see, I don't want to keep scrolling. I need to go ahead and order my hard copy. I'm
It's all right.
being bad
33.
not
It
doing
was
that.
just I'll read. You can stay on 33, and then I'll go and read the one in 39. As the eye of the morning to the lark, as the shade
Okay.
of the evening to the owl, as honey to the bee, or as the carcass to the vulture,
Mm-hmm.
such is life unto the heart of man. Then in 33 it says, as the branches of a tree return their sap to the root,
Yeah.
from whence it arose, as a river pours its streams to the sea, whence the spring was supplied. So the heart of a grateful man delighteth in returning a benefit received. Gratitude.
Definitely.
Gratitude.
Uh-huh. And that's an exchange. Like all I'm asking for I'm giving you something, give me back something. Everything that's an exchange there.
Right.
The sap to the root, return the trees, return they sap back to the root. Allah, I'm giving you everything that you need. All I'm asking is just for a portion of what I'm giving you to return back to me. Yeah, I love that.
Islam.
And we should love it because it's like, okay, go ahead. Two just got me
Islam.
excited too.
Nah, I'm excited. Islam. He acknowledges his obligation with cheerfulness. He looketh on his benefactor with love and esteem. And if to return it be not in his power, he nourishes the memory of it in his breast with kindness. He forgetteth it not all the days of his life. The heart of the grateful man is like the clouds of heaven, which drops upon the earth, fruits, herbage, and flowers. But the heart of the ungrateful is like a desert of sand, which swalloweth with greediness the showers that fall, and buryeth them in its bosom, and produces nothing. Envy not thy benefactor, neither strive to conceal the benefit he hath conferred. For though to oblige is better than to be obliged. Though the act of generosity commandeth admiration, yet the humility touches the heart and is amiable on the sight of both Allah and man. But receive not a favor from the hand of the proud. To the selfish and the avaricious have no obligation. The vanity of pride shall expose thee to shame. The greediness of avarice shall never be satisfied. Avarice means greed for wealth or material gain, and avarice, I can never get that word right. I probably said it right when I first did it. Selfish and avaricious. All right, thank you, sis. Having or showing an extreme greed or wealth or material gain. Would you like to demonstrate?
It's funny, like I read a lot of stuff. I read a lot of stuff, and I used to have a friend that who was an elder man I met. He was very inspirational in my life, but at one point he was in Narcotics Anonymous, and it was some reading material that he gave me, and then it said addiction. It's a desire that will never end in satisfaction. It's a forever loop. Now, I'm not applying this necessarily to addiction, but it depends on what you think an addiction is, because we're addicted to the ways of our colonizers right now. But when I heard you and I'm looking at that, reading that, and it's basically, we, the ungrateful man, is chasing after something that produces nothing, something that will never bring us any type of satisfaction. The vanity of pride, that's that big thing right there. The pride shall expose thee to shame. The greediness of avarice, is that I'm saying that right? I don't know why I can say avaricious and can't say that one right. But that appetite will never be satisfied. And that's also what's going to lead to us not even being able to show that gratitude that we should be showing, because we're never full. That appetite we got right now constantly says, give me more, give me more, give me more of whatever, more women, more food, more, whatever it is that we are just lusting after. Yeah, I like this gratitude.
Yes, because when you think about
the prophets basically went out to us. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I want you to finish. I think it was delaying again the video. Go ahead.
It does. I was just saying, like, he just gave us the blueprint for gratitude. You know, he showed, illustrated what we should be grateful for, and then illustrated what that gratitude should look like, and then showed us if these bad seeds take place, what the lack of gratitude looks like and why it's there. So this text is so short, but it's just a good, just placed together perfectly, like all of it.
Islam. As you were saying, the greediness, the more of this, the more of that. Just think of the time of year we're in. This is how people act when they celebrate the colonizers' Thanksgiving. What do? Oh, I'm gonna go get a plate. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna go take a nap. Now I'm gonna get back up. I'm gonna eat again, and I'm gonna eat again, and I'm gonna eat again, and I'm gonna just can't get enough. Then you wait. Look, so you got Thanksgiving. This is how I always look at it. You have Halloween. All this sugar comes rushing in. All this sugar attacks your body. So you got Halloween. 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, you got Thanksgiving. A bunch of sugar again because you got cakes and pies and starch that's going to turn into sugar. And here we go again. We about to hit Christmas. And here we go. Cookies, candy, cakes, all the sugar again. Here we come for New Year's. Same thing with the alcohol, everything else, all the sugar.
Valentine's Day
sugar. And then here, what they say, here come flu season. They just gave you all that sugar.
Is it flu season or is it everybody?
Right. And you ate all that sugar. The greediness. Like you said, addictions. We're addicted to not following directions. We're addicted to so many. Everyone has an addiction. Everyone has an addiction. To the people that claim they don't have, we all got one. Whether it's the screen, the phone, whatever. We have an addiction to something we can't let go of. So now
it's the way your brain works. Yeah.
It's the way your brain works. Islam. So, but how can we show more gratitude toward each other? How can we show more gratitude toward our customs and cultures? How can we remember what that is and start celebrating that?
Yes. Good. Shoot. Well, I guess we can study and research is one way, but just really, I think if we just follow this blueprint that was laid out right here for us right there, that pretty much sums it up. Just give back to Allah what Allah gives to you. Express gratitude verbally. Express gratitude in action that shows gratitude by not being gluttonous. I mean, we all want to indulge sometimes a little extra in something. And ain't nothing wrong with that, but moderation is the key. Like you said, we go through a whole season, October, November, December, January, February, and just be gluttonous. Just eating all the food we can eat, whatever else we can do during that season to be gluttonous. But I think returning back to Allah is the main thing we can do to show the utmost, highest praise and gratitude.
Islam. And that's what real Thanksgiving is all about to me. Thanksgiving is returning ourselves back to Allah, returning ourselves back to nature, falling in love. How do you learn how to love through nature? You can learn how to truly love through nature. Because once you really start learning nature and the reason why this is here and that is here, why we have the bees, why we have this, you start to become more in love with things. You start having more compassion. You don't want to hit the deer. You don't want to hit the squirrel. You don't want to harm anything. You're like, no. You know, we need to go back to that because once upon a time we didn't harm. We were Dr. Doolittles around here. We were speaking to nature and communicating with nature. And you know, that was something we could be so grateful for, that we were able to commune amongst one another while the animals sat around us outside and didn't bother anybody. We lived in peace. There was a time when we lived in peace. So would you like to
with nature?
With nature. With nature. You can see that through all of our ancestors. If you go any ancestry, They were always out in nature. Nature, they had something to do with it. And I think it made us respect it a lot better. So, sis, do you have any closing remarks for this holiday we have coming up, or how Moors can better celebrate who we are with one another, even if it's not that day?
Right, even if it's not that day. We need to reestablish our own customs and tradition. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to be able to make it down. I tried in every equation in my mind. I'm like, then my boss expressed needs for me on Sunday. And I'm like, okay, so he's not going for the call off this Sunday. But I would have loved to have made it down this weekend, because we need to do that. Like, I think that's a powerful event that's taking place, where it's the fellowship, it's the the discussions on what we can do to be better in the future, but then the African event where we're going to get back to the customs of how we used to eat. If we're going to come together and eat, let's at least eat where we're not causing insulin shock. And like, I used to work for a company where I did non-emergency medical transportation. Women were too high for me too, but the amount of Black men that I took to dialysis were alarming. The age rate is getting very, very low. The age range is getting low. I'm taking 30-year-old men who externally might look like they're healthy to some degree, but they're going to get dialysis. So we got to be mindful of all these things when we are entertaining these people's customs. Their bodies can take stuff that our bodies can't take, just like a pig can sit up there and eat a gym shoe. It don't make it food though. And we're not pigs. And I'm not calling anybody a pig. I don't want nobody to get mad. I'm not calling anybody a pig. But I'm just saying we're genetically different.
Yeah.
We're genetically different. So we treat our bodies for the genetic coding that we have. Or it's like putting water in your gas tank. It's going to kill your car.
Yes, indeed.
And especially a disease is going through our bodies too because of this. A lot of womb health going on because of the diets. But just period, I'm only bringing up diet because we're talking about this holiday season.
Yes.
But really get more to the root of grateful, like really saying I'm grateful mantras. Wake up and before your feet hit the floor, really be grateful you woke up. Like really say I'm grateful that the people I love woke up with me today. I'm grateful that for the first flower I see when I look out the window, like that little bitty stuff. Be grateful for the sync. Like I see synchronicity all day, and I'll be grateful for that. Like, okay, seeing a black cat outside and I get to work, there's another black cat. I'll be grateful for that. Like, okay, just the recognition, like, okay, Allah.
Yes, that's right. I always say when I see the black cat, I say, come through, Mama Bess. Come through, ancestor. Bess the cat on the tree of life. Yes, Bess. I'm like, I don't look at black cats like that. I'm like, hey, ancestor came to say what up. I see you.
Hey.
I think we demonize things that were really meant for us to not demonize. They put the demonization on it, and we decided to follow through with it
because they didn't understand it.
Huh?
They didn't understand what we were doing. And that goes back to what you said earlier. We were so connected to nature. Now we're not connected. So cats and animals and bugs scare us.
But when you were little, it's so crazy. Before we end the meeting, I used to catch any kind of bug in my hand as a child. Grasshopper, moth, it didn't matter. I would go grab it, didn't put a spider in the jar. What? Girl, I be screaming off of anything. Yeah. Move! What is that? Like, was fearless as a child.
Ooh, baby. I hate them little slithery little bugs. Like, I see something slithering around.
She sounds like them slithering bugs. Yes, I used to love all that stuff. I'm like, dang, I'm so, it's crazy. So I'm not as scary as I used to be, I gotta say, because since I've been going to like the farms and gardening with our sister Isha and stuff, I don't get as scary as I used to be because now I'm so used to seeing stuff and bees and all of that, and So, I know if I don't bother them, they
Yeah.
don't bother me. So, yes. So, yes. So
Mm.
this Thanksgiving, this is why I wanted to title this that it would be Thanksgiving. I was hoping that some other sisters would
Mm-hmm.
come on, because I felt like this time of the year a lot of people are sad. They're they might be feeling lonely or any of that, and I wanted some to come on to give like maybe some herbs or essences or smells that people can put around the house to just keep them in a happy mood. Just keep the mood happy, to keep the energy
Mm.
nice and balanced, So I don't know if you have any what am I trying to say?
Heck, I like the one you pointed out last time we discussed herbs was lavender.
Yes, I love lavender. I love lavender. I love it. I love it in tea, to drink it,
Mm.
to smell it. It's soothing. Yes. So just some
Mm-hmm.
things that can help you around the house to just help keep you in a very easy, peaceful mood, even when things seem to be going
And
all
I buy
crazy.
myself flowers.
Flowers. Buy yourself some
Mm-hmm.
flowers. Yes. Yes. Sister Isha does that a
Mm.
lot. She goes and buys herself flowers. I love that. So buy yourself flowers. You're the second person that I've
Yes.
seen do that. All right. Anything else? One more thing for the
Mm-hmm.
people, just in case. What else could they have that might cheer them up a little bit?
Hey, I mean, just do something for you. Do something for you. Come out of, because when we find ourselves in them depressed spaces, we're probably measuring ourselves up against something that don't even matter. So find a way to do whatever your thing is. Like, I like alone time. You give me by myself, I can have a real good time. It's the opposite for me. I got to make myself get out the house and go hang with family for the holidays. If when I did celebrate them, but I've been stopped celebrating. But yeah, I would say come out of the festivities that they try to, like, especially with, I hate Valentine's Day. I do. And I know hate is such a strong word, but it promotes loneliness is what it does.
Ooh.
Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so date yourself. Date
Yes.
yourself. Do something for yourself and to out of that feeling. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Date yourself. Taking yourself on a date is a good way to show gratitude to yourself. Show some grace to yourself. It's fun. I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
honest. You'd be shocked on the people you can meet when you just out by yourself. I do that quite often. Take myself out on a date. I take myself to lunch on a date. Take myself to a dinner date. Sometimes just take yourself to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with it. You'll get used to it. You'll start falling. That's
Yep.
how I feel like
Yep.
that's
Yep.
how I
Yep.
fell in love with myself. When I started spending a lot of time by myself, made me fall in love with myself. And wasn't
Yes.
looking for someone else to give me that what
Mm-hmm.
I already possess within myself. And it's the love that it's unconditional love too. It's not love that I have to put conditions on. I can love myself unconditionally. So that's one thing I can say I can
Mm-hmm.
as with for this cycle is love on yourself. Give yourself a little unconditional love. You know what I'm saying? So yes, so now we are going to close out this meeting.
Mm.
All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Can we all stand as we
Mm.
recite our Moorish American prayer? We're going to turn to the east as going within. We put up 5 fingers on the left, 2 on the right, with our heels touching one another. Repeat after me. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of
Allah,
love, truth,
the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth,
truth, peace, freedom,
truth, peace,
and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Islam, Islam. Sister Shonda, stay in the back while I stop this
Islam.
Islam.
Yes, I'll be there.
Okay, we're gonna stop the camera. Hold on, start camera. We're gonna
Goodness, I'm gonna have to start going to work with myself together on Fridays. I'm like, I'm on this camera
yeah,
looking hit.
girl, you together.